Keith Gill, the investor known as Roaring Kitty, reemerging on the social media scene and setting off a frenzy around GameStop. Some regulators now taking notice, and now Massachusetts' top securities regulator has opened an investigation of Gill's activities. Joining us to talk about what could be next, Lisa Braganca. She is the former branch chief in the enforcement division of the Chicago SEC. Good morning to you. We're all trying to understand what an investigation in this case could look like. And what kind of jeopardy he is in.
So this is definitely an investigation into whether he is moving the market. So it's a market manipulation. The Massachusetts securities regulators will be looking to see, is he potentially coordinating with other people? Is he engaged in any kind of illegal conduct? They'll look at his internal, his communications with other people, his texts, his emails, his what other communications he's had maybe on other subreddits. Have there been direct messages on Twitter? So, but they're concerned that this is an effort to manipulate the market and for him to make money for himself through through illegal disclosures. So that's really
right. Let's just back up. Let's assume for now that he has friends and that he texts with them and maybe emails with them and messages them on Reddit and other places and says, "Hey guys, I'm thinking that I'm really getting more bullish on GameStop. I think there's an opportunity. I'm thinking of posting something kind of funny. I don't know what you guys think, if this is funny or not, but I'm going to post this, tomorrow at noon." Let's say he did that, and let's say the responses from his friends were, "Hey, that's a great idea. By the way, I'm going to try to load up on this stuff too." Maybe is that an agreement? Now they're a team, but I don't think they're a team over 5%, which historically would be a threshold. Where is the line for this? He's not an insider.
That's right. He's not an insider, but if there is a group of investors or people who are secretly, and that's really the big question here, is it secretly coming to an agreement about purchases and sales of the stock in order to make money? Or is it out in the open? The big difference was back in February of 2021, everything was out in the open. So people were posting, diamond hands and don't sell, and this is going to be a short squeeze. If all that's happening here is Keith Gill is posting something saying, "This is what I think," then he's at far less risk, because the securities markets, the whole system that we have is based on disclosure. So if you're disclosing stuff you don't have to disclose, that's great.
Right.
But there shouldn't be a regulatory problem.
One of the things, though, that I know people who are watching this, and we talked about this actually in yesterday's broadcast, are saying to themselves is, Lisa, this happens every day. Every day there are millionaires and billionaires on Wall Street who are talking to each other by telephone, by Bloomberg message, by text, about different positions that they're thinking about making. That this is not only no different. This is the little guy. I hate to even call him the little guy, but this is the consumer playing the Wall Street game.
And that is definitely something that this retail revolution, this uprising of the self-called apes is about. That they are trying to get into the markets. They're trying to do things that, have been done for years by insiders. The problem is that, if a bunch of millionaires are talking to each other about loading up on some stock before somebody takes an action, that's insider trading, or, it could be a manipulation. So the apes and people who are bullish on GameStop have to stay clear of what is illegal conduct that often is hard to prosecute because it's hard to get the evidence.
Lisa, we got to leave the conversation there. Before we let you go, though, because I noticed a couple things in the background. I like your background for a couple reasons, but I want to know what it is. It says ape. What does it say? Apes Together?
Apes Together Strong is a film, a documentary made by the Mulligan brothers about this situation, and I am in it. So they sent me a poster, so I keep it up there.
Fair enough.